Hello children, welcome back to e-learning. This side Shivain sir, and we are going to study today the chapter 5 of your English grammar book, Verbs. What are verbs? Look at the definition that has been given in your book. Words that express an action or tell us what a person is, was, does, did, or has had are called verbs. For example, Ruskin Bond is a famous author. He has written many stories for children. He has a house in Missouri. In the first sentence, highlighted word is, which is verb, shows what Ruskin Bond is. In the second sentence, has written is the verb that shows what he has done. And in the third one, has the other verb, it shows what does he have. Thus children, we try to understand what is a verb. Now let's discuss types of verbs. Verbs can be classified into two parts, main verbs and helping verbs. First, let me tell you about helping verbs or auxiliary verbs. Helping verbs are placed before main verbs. Helping verbs are like do, does, did, has, have, had, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might. These all are helping verbs. Now let's focus on main verbs. We can further classify main verbs into two parts, action verbs and no action verbs or linking verbs. Action verbs are dynamic in nature, like play, come, go, run, sing. These all are action verbs. Transitive and intransitive verbs are action verbs. Let's understand what are transitive verbs. The verb that requires an object to complete its sense is a transitive verb. For example, he kicked the ball. And the second one, she invited all her friends to the party. In the first one, he kicked what? The ball. The ball is the object. The second sentence, let's see, she invited whom? All her friends. The ball in the first sentence and all her friends in the second sentence are the objects. To find out objects, we should make a question with what or whom or for whom to the main verb. The answer to these questions will be objects. Now let's understand intransitive verb. The verb that doesn't require any object to complete its sense is an intransitive verb. It means these verbs will not require any object. For example, Jack walked slowly to the school. We traveled to London. Let's see whether there are objects in these two sentences or not. Jack walked what? Jack walked whom? No answer. We traveled what? We traveled whom? No answer. We haven't got any answer to the questions what or whom. It means there aren't any objects in these two sentences. And because they don't have objects, they are intransitive verbs. I think your concept is clear, children, about transitive and intransitive verbs. Well, once more I'm telling, transitive with object, intransitive without object. So don't be confused. Now let's see ditransitive verbs. Ditransitive verbs means the verbs with two objects are known as ditransitive verbs. Out of these two objects, one will be direct object and the second one will be indirect. How will you distinguish? Direct objects denote things and indirect objects denote persons. Let's try to understand this through examples. He bought a chocolate for his sister. I have given him a book. In the first one, a chocolate is direct object and his sister indirect object. And in the second sentence, him indirect object and a book direct object. I hope it's clear. Now children, let's take up another part of main verbs, that are no action verbs. No action verbs are known as linking verbs. Another name for linking verbs is copular verbs. These verbs are to be verbs. These verbs do not show any action. These verbs describe the subject. Some common linking verbs are be verbs like is, am, are, was, were, been, being, seem, look, appear, become, remain, grow, sound, taste, etc. Let's look at the examples. He is excited about his promotion. And the next one, you look tired. In these two examples, is and look, these two are linking verbs. These are to be verbs. Well, children, that's all for this part. In the next part, we will discuss finite and non-finite verbs. Thank you.